Men are built to be grounded. You're built to be masculine. You're built to be solid. And I want to promise you, you can all be good with women if you want to step into the tension and learn about it. How do I know this? Because of the law of polarity. Who's heard of polarity? Law of polarity. It's an unfailing law, right? It's everywhere. Where there's an up, there's a down. Where there's a left, there's a right. If a stick is 4 feet from left to right, it's 4 feet from right to left. To have something in the physical world, there has to be polarity. That's why we have men and women, masculine and feminine. If you're a man and you're built to be masculine, then you're built to attract feminine women. That's polarity. Polarity attracts its opposite. The problem is if you're not attracting the women you want in your life, just like women are built to attract men, if you're not attracting them, there's something between you and your natural ability that you were designed to do. It's not about so much learning a bunch of fancy techniques. It's about stripping away the bullshit that's going on inside you that keeps you from naturally polarizing and pulling that energy towards you. It's getting rid of those stories and understanding what it is and kind of letting it shine. Does that make sense to everybody? Awesome. So I believe every one of you can be successful. I work really hard to help my clients be successful. We put out a lot of free information on the YouTube channel for this reason, and it's really about you deciding you're going to choose it and go get it. But to go get it, you have to step into that tension again. And it's going to be uncomfortable. You have to move in ways you've never moved before. You have to do things you've never done before. And in that, you grow new muscles. You grow new abilities. And it's about a feeling, not a thought, not an idea, but it's an actual feeling that you feel with other people. When you're doing it, you feel the tension. You feel the tension from another person, and that's where you grow. A lot of you do it, like I talked about earlier, with your heads down, closed, pushing, forcing, and that won't work. So I really want to illustrate this point today, because a man that's great with tension just has a whole different set of subcommunication. He has a whole different way of communicating with the world. He has a whole different way of connecting with people. And you guys have all talked about subcommunication before, right? Micro expressions, subcommunication, all that kind of stuff. Well, we're constantly affecting everybody around us. Who's heard the statistic that 97% of communication is nonverbal? Okay. When you're good with tension, it changes. When you start to get really good and enjoy the tension, like a dance, a good dance has tension in it, right, guys? Like, you need that tension. If I'm going to do, let's say I'm going to do a tango or something like that, if I don't have the tension from the woman, the dance collapses. I can't do it. It doesn't work right. And so a good dance has tension. Every bit of connection, whether you're selling somebody, dating a girl, whether you're flirting, whether you're seducing, all has tension in it. And there's this flow of tension back and forth. You can actually feel it. It's not something you think about, it's something you feel. When you, anybody in here surf? Anybody in here do a sport? Okay. You have to feel the surfboard, right? You can't, even the guys that don't surf know this. You can't think about surfing and do it. It has to become part of your nervous system, right? I can't sit here and think, move this way. It's impossible. I'd fall right off the board. Same thing with martial arts, right? If you're sparring, if you're thinking, you're going to get hit. Well, it's the same thing with flirting. It's the same thing with dancing. It's the same with communicating. I remember the days early on when I'd have a whole, remember the routine stacks, right? And I'd have them all in my back pocket, all the things to say, how to say them, what I should say, when I should say it. And I'd go in the bathroom and I'd start reading through it and trying to figure out all the right stuff to say, and then I'd come back out and say it. It doesn't work because I'm not dealing with the actual feeling aspect, the dancing aspect. Once you've got that, you don't need any of that stuff anymore. You have to train your nervous system to feel it, though. So I want to talk about this subcommunication for a minute because it's super important. Now, I want to play with it a little bit so you can realize how deep it goes, because when you hear that idea that only 7% of communication is words and 93% is nonverbal, it seems kind of far-fetched, right? Does it? I hear a lot of people say that, but a lot of you guys still keep focusing on what do I say? What do I say? How do I say it, right? Well, how do I say it's probably more correct. And so we want to play with that a little bit. I'm going to invite Giselle up here really quick.